Code Vein 2 is a massive game with a lot to learn. If you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, perhaps this video will help you out. Today we'll be talking through 5 tips to help make your first playthrough a smooth one. Many of the tips will be spoiler free, while some of the later tips will have slight story spoilers, but the quality of life it holds may be well worth the knowledge. If you enjoyed this type of content, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing for more videos like these. And if you have access to the button, hype up this video, it really helps out the channel. Thanks. Let's start with a simple tip. After defeating your first boss, you'll be given a quest to leave Magmo Island for the mainlands. Before you do, visit the eastern side of Magmo Island. Across the waters, there are a couple of nice things you can unlock. The first being a mini dungeon to help beef you up for the encounters ahead. You can also, and I highly recommend that you do, visit the Tower of Regeneration. These towers have a particular architecture to them and houses something very valuable. A powerful item that buffs the amount of healing a single regeneration use provides. Regeneration is a limited resource that replenishes at Mistles. Just like the amount of healing it provides, you are also able to increase the amount of regeneration you can have at any given time by finding golden nectars scattered around the world, dictated by blue dots on uncovered maps. There are a few on Magmo Island, and I would recommend trying to grab all of them before leaving for the mainland. These healing items and upgrades will help you out immensely for the challenges to come. Speaking of things to hunt down, you'll also want to find Jadwicka's shop minions. These shop minions will look like creatures with a giant backpack and a lamp. And among their wares are unique weapons, weapon skills, and various upgrade materials for not only your weapon, but also your defensive Formaes, and they'll also sell items that will help you upgrade your jails or your bequeathed Formaes. Additionally, some of these minions will sell shop cards that will stock the main shop in the Magmo Island base with these upgrade materials, making it much easier for you to experiment with different weapons, jails, or bequeathed Formaes. Playing around with different loadouts and combinations can be quite a bit of fun for Code Vein 2, especially because even for a singular weapon type, let's say a one-handed sword, the light attacks and heavy attacks on these weapons can have very different movesets depending on the weapon you're using itself. Some of them may even carry exclusive weapon skills. By trying out different weapons within a weapon type, you may find new favorites that you may not have enjoyed before. I wasn't a big fan of some of the great swords, but then I tried a couple of the ones with movesets that resonated with me, and now I'm a big fan of them. Another thing to note is that some jail attacks will have a parry window in the beginning of the animation, and depending on the jail, that parry window can be more or less lenient. For example, I have a pretty good time with the Reaper Scythe. This jail in particular seems to have a pretty forgiving parry window. I am in no way, shape, or form saying this is the best. Some of the ones without a parry window are more long range, and that might be better depending on your playstyle. All I'm saying is, don't be afraid to upgrade the ones that you have taken an interest to at that moment, as you'll have enough resources to upgrade many different weapons or jails in this game. The next tip is to further support trying out different weapons. You should equip and master different blood codes. Blood codes in Code Vein 2 are essentially class archetypes that you can equip. They directly change and impact your character's attributes, which directly goes into your weapon scaling. So if you wanted to use a more magic-based weapon, you might want to switch to a blood code that grants something like higher mind or willpower depending on the scaling. By mastering these blood codes and talking to the NPC related to them, you'll be able to unlock stronger versions of the same blood code. Additionally, some of the later blood codes that you'll get will have special passives tied to them. These special passives can have quite a substantial influence on the way that you play, as they are very, very powerful, making blood codes much more important than just a stat redistribution. Also, by mastering blood codes and talking to Lady Lavinia, she will grant you new boosters that you can equip onto your characters at any time. These boosters are essentially special passives you can equip onto your characters, and it will stay active no matter the blood code that you're using. Some boosters will have a stat cost associated with them, like having a requirement of 2 dex and 2 strength to use. While your character only starts out with 4 booster slots, you'll be able to unlock 2 more slots for a total of 6 later on in the game. Before I tell you how you can do that though, question for you all. What weapon type are you most excited to main in Code Vein 2? Let us know in the comments below. Coming fresh off of Monster Hunter, I was planning on maining dual blades, but what actually ended up happening was that I just used different weapon types depending on what blood code I was trying to master at the time, and that might have actually made Code Vein 2 a bit more enjoyable for me. I will say though, the ones that have been the most fun for me, thanks to the weapon skills you can get, are Rune Blades. Some of the weapon skills attached to Rune Blades lets you launch the Rune Blades at enemies while you are still able to fight with your punches and kicks to any enemies nearby. Pretty cool stuff. To explain to you how to unlock the 2 booster slots, I'm gonna have to spoil a little bit of the story to you. It's very minor and it should not matter in the grand scheme of things, but if you really want to go in super fresh, spoiler free, skip to the next timestamp. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. After you make your way to the undead forest and then save Holly from her cocoon, you'll be able to use the free exploration travel to the past feature to go talk to Holly and get a side quest. If that doesn't work, you may need to finish Holly's alternate timeline story where you go back to her fading bond and then resolve that conflict entirely. But I don't think you need to do that, it might be out of order. I would assume they would not lock you out of 2 booster slots if you chose not to meddle with history. Anyways, once you meet up with Holly in the free exploration era in the past, she'll give you a companion quest, where you have to go fight 4 different bosses at 4 different locales in the undead forest to unlock your booster slots. The first booster upgrade comes very quickly, and the last booster upgrade comes when you finish the quest fully. Not only will this companion quest give you more insight into Holly as a character, but it will also substantially make your Revenant Hunter a lot stronger. Booster slots are insanely valuable in this game. I recommend doing this quest no matter what, as some of the later boosters that you can unlock either by crafting them with a merchant or by mastering some of the later blood codes that you'll unlock can and will drastically change the way that you play and the amount of damage you can output at any given moment. Do not skip this, it is so valuable. As for the 5th tip, I gotta talk to you about one specific fading bond. Fading bonds are essentially a potential way to change the present by going into the past, and you don't have to interact with them. For those who want to pursue these alternate timeline things, you may want to know what I'm about to say, but it is also a slight spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled, skip to the next timestamp. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Usually, fading bonds will appear after you free a hero from a cocoon. By finding an item that would resonate with them, that has meaning to them, you can travel to the past to right the wrongs and redeem them as characters. For one of the characters that you meet early on, Josee, after you free her from the cocoon the first time, the game will tell you to move on and do other things, and you should 100% listen. I was exploring the Sunken City for quite a long time, looking for that one item that can give me that fading bond to travel back in the past and clear her story mission, and that just never amounted to anything. The item that you need comes from a different region and a different story. So go to the Corroded Scar or the Undead Forest and explore those areas and just go through the story. It would be very hard to miss Josee's Fading Bond item when you get to that point in the game. If you're looking to meddle into the present and the past anyways, you won't miss it if you are going through the story. With that said, I do have one final additional bonus tip to give all of you that may or may not be considered a spoiler. I don't know. I'm just gonna put a label warning here and you can skip to the final closing thing I gotta tell you. But 3, 2, 1. If you want to unlock every single ending, you don't need to do multiple playthroughs. If you do all the content that you can in this game, you will unlock all 3 achievements. I do think that this knowledge could change the way people interact with the game, but I find it to be a more positive one. For example, I was really debating just rushing through getting the bad ending first, and then in my New Game Plus, getting the true ending by doing everything all at once. But now that I know what I know, I can just fully commit to a playthrough and unlock everything anyways if I'm an achievement hunter, which is extremely nice. Anyways, that's all the tips I have that I thought were really important for you to get the most out of Code Vein 2 with as little story spoilers as I can summon. If you have any fun tips and tricks that you'd like to share for Code Vein 2, let us know in the comments below. If you're interested on my full opinion of Code Vein 2, check out my review video on screen right now, courtesy of Bandai Namco. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you in the next video.